Alright, people, it is time for some more connections. Now, I got a confession to make. I accidentally already solved today's connections because I don't know, man. I do know. I was out having a few drinks, and I didn't even get that drunk. But by the time I got home, uh, one thing that happens when I've had a few drinks is I tend to like forget things and I tend to just go on autopilot without thinking. So as soon as it was midnight, I was like, "Ooh, there's a new connections," and then I did it within a few minutes. So what I'll do is, I do have a solution to this problem. I'm not going to replay today's connection, but I will just show you today's solution, right? Because it was a pretty decent puzzle. This was a very obscure purple clue. I didn't get the purple clue. I solved it by getting everything else, and then I was like, okay, well, whatever's left must be purple. So it was a decent solve. And we can see how difficult it was. You can see that I didn't get reverse rainbow, but I did get purple first. 70%, not that hard. I guess, chocolate bars, candy bars. I don't uh, consume a lot of chocolate. So maybe that's why I wasn't able to get that by myself, right? I had to solve everything else. So what we're gonna do is, instead of today's puzzle, we're gonna go to the archive because there are puzzles in the archive that I haven't done. These puzzles go all the way back to, I think, November 2023. And I started solving connections regularly. I don't remember when I did it, but if we go far back enough, you see August 2024, these four puzzles I simply haven't done. Then there's all of this stuff. And I guess this is the point where I started solving connections regularly. Or the at least when the stats are registered, it's possible that I don't know when connections was in its beta or like if all of these are regular puzzles. Anyway, we're not gonna mess around too much. What we're gonna do is we are gonna solve one of these puzzles. Uh, August 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th. Let's start August 2nd. And in lieu of today's puzzle, we're actually gonna solve the August 2nd puzzle because I might as well start clearing out some of these backlogs. And I also think you can do older puzzles to farm some of the achievements, I guess. So let's try and get purple first if we can, and we'll see what the puzzle is like for August 2nd, 2024. All right. Let's see. No, nauseous, possessive. Okay, so sample, try, test. You take something for a spin, and that could be a thing. So let's go with that hypothesis for now. Now, strain tax. Actually, no, strain tax test. Try. I'm more confident with this, so we're just gonna remove test from that one because this seems good. Now this one, so irregular, possessive, these are grammatical terms. Irregular, possessive, direct, present. Maybe? And then what's left? Ecological. Oh, okay, I think I know what this is. Scratch. Lush. and jealous. This is gonna be so another, if something's eco-friendly, people say it's green. Scratch is a synonym of, or like a slang term for money, which is also, you know, another slang term would be green. Lush is like lush foliage, which is also green. And jealous, like, you say that somebody's green with envy, right? So I'm pretty confident that this is gonna be purple, but the fact that it's green is throwing me off. Like, is this gonna be a color-coded thing where, like, this is gonna be the green entry? I don't think so. I don't see any other uh, color coding going on. So let's just uh, go in. Ooh, and they're all in a line. Now that makes me suspicious. What are the odds that they're all in a line? Oh, nauseous could be green. Hmm. You know what? We're gonna remove scratch from this because I think like it's too distant from the answer. If like going from scratch to money and then from money to green is too many steps. So I think we're gonna put nauseous or nauseous. I never know how to say that word. Because if sometimes you can, like in comic books, if somebody's seasick, they'll have him with like a green face. I'm actually more confident in this, but then where would scratch go? Ecological, lush, jealous, nauseous. Let's just throw this in. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was purple, right? And irregular, possessive, strain, tax, test, try. Then sample, try, spin, scratch. No, no, no. Try is in two different things. So sample, spin. Mix, 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 mix. Ah, man, I don't know what this is, but I guess we'll find out. Sample, scratch, spin, mix. But let's see. Strained ancestra. I mean, it's got to be this, right? Things. Okay. I I would have never gotten that. Not a uh you know expert on what disc jockeys do in their professional duties. But these all make sense. All right, all right. Like now that I know the answer, yes, it makes sense. I just wouldn't have gotten it ahead of time. Right. So direct, possessive, irregular, present. Is this going to be blue? That was going to be blue. Okay. And then this is going to be um yellow, and that was pretty good. I guess we can also see how tough this puzzle was. Let's see how ConnectionsBot uh archives this stuff. Ooh, apparently people found it tricky. I thought it was pretty tricky, especially the DJ stuff. I was never gonna get that, and we missed out on reverse rainbow because blue and green were swapped. I don't think we made any mistakes though. Um, but yeah, purple was the toughest, and green and blue were very close. Obviously, the this stuff was the easiest. And are there any red herrings? I don't. Doesn't really look like it. All right, so I think we're gonna call that good. Again, I know I fucked up. I accidentally did today's puzzle, so we didn't solve it. But I got to show you the archive. I got to show you that Connections bot still will show you the statistics even for older puzzles. So I'm glad that it has all of them and it doesn't just like throw them away. So that's pretty cool. And I'm also a little like we have three more puzzles from August, right? Let's go back to the archive. We'll keep these in reserve in case, you know, something happens, in case I make another. Hopefully, I won't be making a mistake like this again, where I accidentally solve the Sunday puzzle and then don't record it. But stuff can always go wrong. So, like, in case I lose the recording, or in case like the audio is just like really bad, and I'm like, it's unuploadable because of how bad it is. We have a few of these puzzles in reserve, right? So we're gonna call that good, and I think that's gonna be all with this one. A bit of a blast from the past. Uh, the fairly recent past, right? It's been about a year and a little bit uh, since we had August 2024. But the puzzle I thought was still pretty decent, and it's impressive to me that Connections manages to make interesting puzzles like every day for so many years now. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And who knows? Maybe we'll go back into the archives um at some point in the future. But for now, I think we're gonna try to solve the actual new Sunday puzzle. Because going into the archives, that doesn't help you build your streak. And I guess on the subject of the streak, let's go back into the page proper, and I'll reiterate, or I guess mention for the first time, that I am on a 42-day streak, and in another 3 weeks, we'll catch up with my previous best, and then, assuming we can get past that, we will start marching on towards the 100-day streak. That's going to be a pretty tough one, though, and don't be surprised if it doesn't happen in this streak, because we've got to more than double this, right? That's a pretty tough, pretty tough thing to do. But anyway, that's gonna be all for this one. Um, I'm so glad you stuck around to watch, and I'm gonna say until next Sunday, take care.